Okay.
By everybody out there in a second.
Wonderful.
We are recording. And let me get my chair up here. Grab my glasses. All right. I do it. I know.
You will have a fantastic show.
I hope so. Thank you.
I remember Sam said you had a radio.
Sam said, I've got a radio voice,
Yeah,
so
he
it's
was
all
coming out.
good.
He was like, you know, he was just
Thank you,
coming up with
Samuel.
yeah, coming up with a couple. He said, you know what? You don't have that radio voice? No, but
He just said it out of the blue.
yeah, because I was talking about Leah. And he said, man, you know what has a radio voice? No. He said, what's the lady that, the one you went in there for? I said, oh, Keisha. He said, yeah. I said, I tell her that all the time.
That is so cool of him. Hey, everybody. As y'all are jumping on, say hi. Let us know you're there. We about to get started.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Can you turn it up for me a little bit? Gracias. Oh, nice.
Well, I'm moving around because I don't know what your conversation.
Okay. We are about to go
10,
live, y'all.
5,
Turn my phone off.
live.
Hey everyone, it is Wednesday. You are listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key and we are Selling Sacramento. I'd like to let you know that Selling Sacramento is brought to you by Matthews and Company Realty Group, where I, Agent Key Matthews, am the broker and owner, and I love helping you buy, sell, and retain real estate. So if you're thinking about selling your home or investment property, or you want to just have the conversation about how to become a homeowner, schedule your online appointment at my website at agentkey.com. That's agentkee.com. And at the website, on the very first page at the top, you can email me. You can schedule an appointment just to chat with me. Maybe you want to be a real estate agent and want to know what it takes. Schedule an appointment to do that. You can schedule an appointment to talk about selling your home, where there's an action plan of services that I provide. Or you can schedule your new buyer consultation. Whatever it is, I've got you covered and I will take care of you. So go to my website at agentkee.com, agentkee.com. Today's show is a perfect storm brewing in real estate. And how can you take advantage of what's about to happen? I'm excited that my guest with me today is my girl, Tanisha Broadway. Hey, Miss Tanisha.
Hey girl, hey audience.
So, you all know Tanisha. Not only is she a mortgage professional with Element Mortgage, but she is also the housing chair for the NAACP. Is that correct, Tanisha?
That is correct. The Sacramento NAACP, absolutely.
Right, right. And so today we are going to talk about the market. There's so much that's out there. This show, this moment in time, every Wednesday at 1 p.m. on 97.5 FM KDEE is where you can come, City of Sacramento, to hear the individuals who are the professionals in the industry who are doing this 24/7, full time. You'll hear from finance folks, you'll hear from mortgage folks, you'll hear from appraisers, credit restoration specialists, all of the industry movers and shakers. What is really going on? And why do I emphasize that? Because in the news, first of all, we get 30-second sound bites, right?
Yep.
It's not really enough. A news story is crafted to pull you in
Right.
with these headlines that are dramatic and overemphasized, and you have to read the story all the way to the end to really get to the truth. The top of the story is going to be full of stuff to scare you out of your wits. right?
Come on now.
And then the other thing is that a lot of these stories are based on a national perspective, and real estate is regional and local. And sometimes it's even neighborhood by neighborhood,
Right.
right? We
Yep.
know I listed a home in Elk Grove, oh gosh, less than 30 days ago. Can I say where it was? Well, that doesn't matter. It was in Elk Grove. It was a beautiful home, a two-story home. I don't even want to go into detail about it, but just to say this, put it on the market one day. 2 days later, we had two offers above list. She accepted my seller accepted one of the offers that was a 21-day close. They closed even faster than 21 days. She made $40,000 above what it was that we originally listed the house for. This was less than 30 days ago, ladies and gentlemen. And why am I saying that? Because I listed another home in a different neighborhood. Now I'm going to let that neighborhood remain nameless. But to say that when we put it on the market, there were comps supporting the list price.
Yeah.
But it sat and sat and sat. And one of the neighbors texted me and said, "Hey, Keisha, I think that house is listed too high." Thank you, neighbor, for your feedback.
Right. Right.
It's just being helpful.
Of course. Everybody's an expert.
Yes, yes. But turns out he was right. He's right. And so, but sometimes you have to put it out there, not just for to test the waters. And in a market like this, it's just there are just so many unknowns. You don't know. There is not one set prescription, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. You can't
Absolutely.
say this is what the market is absolutely doing. There are no absolutes right now, right?
Yep.
And so I want to share with you all the market stats. These are the absolutes. When in doubt, go to the numbers.
Come on now.
Market stats for Sacramento County, ladies and gentlemen, came out just yesterday. This is so hot off the press. Just got this just yesterday. So, inventory climbs as sales decline, right? So, what was I saying? What have I been saying? I always like to pat myself on the back. I'm sorry. You have to be your own cheerleader.
Sure do. Okay.
Yes. And that's because I really want you all to come to rely on this station right here at this time as a resource. I'm going to do my best to bring to you the area specialists so that you don't have to try to figure it out. You don't have to try to rely on what these news sources are saying. So these stats come from the Sacramento Association of Realtors. The director of communications puts this together every month. He goes through all the data, he pulls it out, and he puts it up for the month prior. So we are in July, so that means now he has provided to us June stats. June closed with 1,310 sales. That's a 2.6% decrease from May. The month of May saw 1,345 sales. So 1,345 to 1,310 fewer sales from May to June. Compared to 1 year ago, there were 1,723 sales. The current figure is down 24%. The median sales price decreased 2.6% from $575,500 to $560,000. This figure is up 7.6% from June 2021 when it was $520,000. So it's still higher than this time last year, but less than the month before.
Yeah.
And so what we have to do is continue to look at the stats, and that is where we get what's called a trend. The trend from the beginning of this year to last month showed market prices going up, with the exception of June. Now the month of June is here and we're seeing prices go down, right? So we can't say, it's too early to say what that means. That's why we have to continue to watch the market, the local market.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you all, this information is not a secret. The Sacramento Association of Realtors website is a public website. If you go to it, sacrealtor.org, sacrealtor, SACREALTOR.org. There's a tab across, there's a bar, that a menu that says consumers in the menu. If you click on consumers, it'll drop down, it'll have an item that says market stats or market data, something like that. You can go there and pull down this information for yourself. I guarantee you it'll be more accurate than Zillow.
I'm going to sip my tea on that one.
So I do recommend that you go to that site, because that's where this information that I'm bringing you is coming from. And I want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching us online. Larry Chu, hello. Miss Tiffany, Ronald, how are you, sir? Good to see y'all. And there's a lot of other people watching. If y'all are out there, say something in the chat, let us know. Ask us any questions that you might have about this market. Give us your feedback about what you think the market is doing, or what has the market done to you. So I want to pull Tanisha in on this conversation before I take a break, because you're doing something very special tomorrow.
I am, people are still looking for resources. People are still trying to figure out, is now a good time to buy? And it's important for me to be able to connect with everyone who's trying to figure out if this is the right time for them. So I'm doing a home buyer seminar tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And I'm going to talk about the importance of getting in position today, because this market, just like you mentioned, we don't really know what's going on. It's unprecedented at the end of the day. But what we do know is that if you are someone who was wanting to take advantage of home ownership and really get to the next level, then you got to start somewhere. You got to start now. You got to prepare now for when the market is perfect for your situation. And it could be now, but it could be a month from now or 6 months from now. We don't know what the market's going to do, but you as an individual, you may be ready within your situation today, right now, or you may not be. This workshop is going to be designed to help you create the blueprint to get you on your path to home ownership. So I want to make sure. Yeah.
What do you see as the number one issue for most people that come to you and they say they want to buy and they're trying to get positioned?
It's definitely the down payment. It's 9 times out of 10, it's the money. It's difficult to save money. I mean, look at this economy that we're in right now. It's tough. Jobs are not really doing the best. Last time I checked, wages weren't increasing at the same rate as house prices. Right. Yeah. And so with that being such a challenge, it's tough for people to save 3.5% down or 3% down, or maybe they have the down payment saved. Maybe they can save 10 to 15 grand, but can they come up with closing costs, another 10 to 15 grand? 30,000 is a lot of money. Yeah. And most people struggle with that. And so I'm here as the resource, to be able to provide these options for down payment assistance, which is still very relevant and viable and available. Yeah. And so I'll be going into all those programs tomorrow as well.
And I call you, Tanisha's nickname is the down payment assistance queen.
Well, naturally.
So if they want to reach you, Miss Queen Tanisha, how would people reach out to you? How do they connect with you?
So if they want to register for the event tomorrow, it is via Zoom. They can just go to my website, TanishaBroadway.com, click on events. There's a link to register. You can go to Eventbrite, or you can call me directly or text me today. Okay. My phone number is area code 916-671-6299. Again, 916-671-6299. I'm available all the time.
And it is open to the public.
It is. Yep. It's free. They just have to RSVP. And again, if you can't make it tomorrow, there will be more, but absolutely tomorrow at 11 o'clock, it's going down. So if you need this information, I'm talking to you. I need to see you on this Zoom tomorrow.
Thank you so much. We are going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to dive into a couple of stories I think that will be helpful information to help you wrap your mind a little bit better around what is happening, what has happened. And we want to just make sure that as we move forward, that you understand the sky possibly is not falling, but we don't know. We can't predict. Nobody predicted COVID, right? You just never.
No, come on.
You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key, and we will be right back. So I decided that I don't want to talk about the thing today.
Got it.
Until,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I figured that. Yeah. So I'm at your speed with whenever you want to.
Yeah. But you got to go in and do your thing.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna have to go watch a tutorial.
Oh my God. For now, just I don't know what you guys have to do on your end. Click yes or something. I don't know.
Maybe. I tried doing that earlier.
Watch the tutorial at some point, but definitely, register because there's going to be some stuff coming down the chain.
Now, I thought I registered, but I'm going to make sure I do that today.
I looked at it this morning and it showed you and a couple of other people had not accepted it.
Oh.
I think. Yeah.
Okay. I'll make sure I do that today.
Yes, please do that. Please do that.
Absolutely.
So I want to type your contact information, or can you type your contact information in the chat so that people can
see? Can I?
And your website? Are you able to do that?
It's telling me.
Is that a phone call? Oh, yeah. Should I take a phone call?
I killed the ringer. Call back again. It's up to you.
Yeah. I'm good.
I just killed the ringer, so I'm going to come back and do what you should.
Okay. Are you able to see it, Tanisha? Broadway.
Well, I just sent a message, but I don't know if everyone can see that.
Tiffany put it in the chat.
Oh, did she?
Oh, you wrote. Can you see this message? It's a private chat where you sent
it. So I don't think I'm able to put that message in the group for whatever reason. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird.
So Tiffany got it. TanishaBroadway.com. Thank you, Miss Tiffany.
Thank you.
And then what's your phone number, Tanisha?
916-671-6299.
916. Say that one more time.
Yep. 916-671-6299.
6299.
Yeah.
Okay. 916-671-6299. Okay. So that way, if they want to text you, if y'all are watching and you want to text Tanisha or go to her website, she is having a homebuyer workshop tomorrow, and it's via Zoom. So you do need to register. So go to her website and register, shoot her a text message, or give her a call if you have more information. Before the break, we were talking about one of the needs that buyers have, and it is attaining the down payment assistance. And so that is a point that she will be covering during her workshop tomorrow, how to come up with those funds. Absolutely. We're coming back from the break.
You might want to remind the listeners how to get to your chat room. I think some of them know.
How to get there? To where we are right now? Okay. Hey, everyone, we're back. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. And I was just told that some people want to actually see us online and join in the chat and the discussion online, but don't know where we are. So if you are watching on Facebook, if you have access to Facebook, you can come to either Selling Sacramento on the radio, search Selling Sacramento on the radio, or go to my personal Facebook page, Keisha Matthews Realtor, and you'll see the show happening right there in real time. Or you can go to YouTube, my YouTube channel, Key Matthews, and you'll see the show there as well. Today's show is the perfect storm brewing in the real estate market, and what can you do to prepare? And you might say, prepare for what? And we talked about the market stats, and the big elephant in the room is that from May to June, the median sales price has finally dropped. And I say finally, kind of.
Right.
Because it dropped before last year a couple times, but it came back up. So this is one of those things where we just don't know, right? And so we're going to talk about the things that we do know.
Right.
We do know what these numbers said, what these
Right.
numbers say. Yes. So we also know that the median days on market, that means how long property is staying on the market before it actually goes into escrow, meaning it's sitting there, someone makes an offer, and then the seller accepts an offer. That went from 7 days, and it has been at 7 days for several months, to 8 days.
Hmm.
And that might not seem significant, that 8 days. But I think I read a stat somewhere from Ryan Lundquist, and y'all know Ryan. He is you can see his stuff at Sacramento Appraisal Blog. He is just the statistician king. He takes his time to put together all of these resources for the industry. And I believe I saw a stat that he posted either last month. I don't think it was that long ago, maybe just a couple weeks ago, where he said that more than 40% of the homes in Sacramento County have actually seen price reductions.
Wow.
So if you think about that, as a listing agent, as someone who's helping people buy or sell their properties, we use a method to create comps or come up with the value of the property by creating comps, finding comparables within a half-mile radius of the subject property within the past 6 months. When we do that, if we look at the past 6 months, 6 months ago, interest rates were what, Tanisha?
Girl, these rates 6 months ago. I mean, I hate talking about it. I just want to say this. Rates 6 months ago was a fairy tale. Okay. There was the unicorn rate period where rates was really low. I mean, I'm gonna just say it because it was what it is, what it was. But I mean, rates was in the threes. You could
Yeah.
definitely get rate in some situations, even like the high twos, like in a few situations. But rates were amazing for a very small window of time, and it was, I call it fake news, because it was just a small period of time those rates were doing that. And let me get on my tangent about interest rates and all that and people being afraid. That's a whole nother topic, and I'm gonna go into that tomorrow. But yes, rates 6 months ago were much lower than they are right now. That is what it is.
So let's take a look at this. Let's analyze this situation.
Yes.
Before COVID, and I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to pull it up, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to go and pull up. I'm going to go and pull up housing prices prior to COVID, because I believe we were pushing the 500,000 mark median sales price before COVID.
Yep.
Interest rates before COVID were what, 5%?
High fours. Yeah, fours. About rounding that fours.
Yeah. At a $500,000, low $500,000 median sales point before COVID, ladies and gentlemen. If prices continue to drop, at some point, that rate and that median price are going to hit that same line of where we were before COVID.
Right.
Now, mull this over, walk with me. What was the issue we were facing before COVID? Lack of inventory.
Correct.
That's why we were seeing, so the issue, two issues happening before COVID. Nobody knew COVID was coming. Lack of inventory and housing prices increasing year over year, month over month. They went from the low fours over a year or two prior to COVID and just shot up exponentially.
Yep.
When we went into COVID, it was a strategy of the Feds. It's their job to stimulate the economy by reducing the interest rate because we were sheltered down. People were making a ton of money on the stock market and y'all weren't spending it.
Right.
It was not in circulation.
Mm-mm.
And the feds were like, this cannot be. We shall reduce thine interest rate.
Girl.
And boom, it happened. And so
Mm-hmm.
that was a strategy. So now that things are returning to a normal that we can kind of identify with, they're increasing that rate back up.
Yep.
There are a whole bunch of moving parts with our economy. There are outside forces.
Yes,
There's
there
the
is.
war going on. There are so many different moving pieces. But what we do have control over is what's happening here. And Tanisha, when you walk outside, you're in Elk Grove.
Yes.
Are you seeing the construction going up?
Girl, it's going up. Oh, it's looking real nice out here. I'm really excited. Matter of fact, down the street from me, like maybe not even a mile, there's I don't know how many acres. I mean, it might be 10. Some new homes is going up.
Yeah.
So
I'm seeing a new development go up in a patch of land that has been there for like vacant for 20 years. And they
right.
are sticking like 100-something homes
Yes.
in that area. The
Yes.
bulldozers are out there. So if you start thinking about all of this inventory, and our listeners, if you're listening, you step outside, right? You see it on almost every major corner or somewhere. You're driving by and stuff is just out of nowhere. Like, wow, those were projects that were in the making before COVID. That's why they're shooting up so quickly. These projects, they're not just going down to the city getting permits yesterday. There's a lot of housing that is on the books to come up that has been there for years, ladies and gentlemen, and it's coming.
It's coming.
Perfect what? Perfect storm.
Yes.
Perfect storm. So if you are listening and you are in a housing situation, I saw a post today. Somebody, Rico Rivera, did a post.
Yeah.
Rico is one of the brokers. What's his company? He's at KW. I think Rico's at KW. I think he's like the broker or something over there.
Yeah.
But anyway, he made a post today, and it said, "You're buying a house for somebody, either your landlord or yourself."
Ain't that the truth?
So who are you going to buy the house for? If you're paying rent, you're buying the house for the landlord. So you might want to do what Tanisha said, take advantage of this opportunity. If your credit score is a 300,
girl,
that is not something that can't be fixed.
Correct.
What we have to do is just change the mindset that it can be possible. You don't know, and you've probably seen it. How many clients have you seen that thought that they could never own a home because they didn't have the down payment and didn't have the credit score? I'm sure you've got lots of stories.
It's high. The percentage is probably, I would say it's more than 50% of the people I talked to didn't even think they were going to be in the ballpark of being eligible. We're stuck in fear, couldn't even pull the trigger to even have the conversation.
What's one of your favorite stories that you remember of helping a homeowner whose credit score was in the tank and they didn't think that they could ever own a home, and maybe you helped walk them through the credit restoration process? Give us one of those stories.
I recently just had a lady, an older lady, as a matter of fact. And by the way, there's no age limit to your first home, whether or not you're a millennial or you are a senior. Okay, if the time is right for you, if God has put it on your spirit that you need to be a homeowner right now, it doesn't matter where you are. We're going to meet you there. Okay. But an older lady that I had worked with, she had really not the best credit, never owned a home. She might have been 70. I connected her with my credit guy. She got her score from, I want to say, maybe low 4s to 700. And what she had on her credit, I'm not going to go all into credit, but this is just about the information being a resource. She had a whole bunch of inaccurate information, a whole bunch of old collection information that was paid. It was just like hanging around forever. She needed a cleanup. So once I connected her and we've got that part established, because everybody's going to have their own situation of why they can't move forward. Her situation was credit. We were able to get her credit in position, and she was just so overwhelmed and tearful with joy because now she owns that home. That home, she has 5 kids. They're all grown. Okay, none of them own either. So for her, her being the first one to own something, now she has that home that she can leave to her kids.
Right.
Time comes, right? She's now in position. She has an asset, right? She doesn't have to worry about her landlord raising her rent on a fixed income. That's a stressful situation to be in if you're in a fixed income and your rate's increasing. Where's that money going to come from?
And that's one of the benefits of home ownership.
Absolutely.
Fixed monthly payment.
Absolutely.
That payment is never going to change. If you get a 30-year fixed mortgage, that's what fixed means. When you hear the term 30-year fixed mortgage, it means your monthly payment will not change.
Right.
The only way that payment changes is if you refinance. And we always encourage people, the only time you want to refinance is when it's going to make a big difference in your monthly payment. If you're going to get a better interest rate and it's going to reduce your payment, we'll have a show on one day talking to you about tips on how to get that payment down, how to pay your house off. But I want to go to some of the comments that people are talking about. So Tiffany said, like Latrice Pay says, we're getting back to normal. And y'all know Latrice is one of our Selling SAC Buyer Squad agents. And she said that for sure. It's getting back to normal. And Ron says, realize that at some point we will see these rates come down once inflation is under control, or we see the recession that is coming. And he's bringing up another good point, because even in the past couple of weeks, those rates have been fluctuating. And you're not hearing that in the news. But there have been some buyers where, it was 5.6 or something, and they're able to get it 5.3 or 5.2, or so you don't know what's happening.
I want to touch on that real quick. So these rates are fluctuating so much where maybe on a Monday I could lock someone in at a 5 1/8, but then on Thursday that may be back up to 6%. But the key is getting in position now, though. Right. You can't
lock anybody. You can't lock anybody until they've got all their documentation into you.
I need them fully prepared, ready to go. Then we can move to that place, because it's no fun sitting on the sidelines watching. You can watch all day long and hope the market changes and say, as soon as the market does this, I'm going to pull the trigger. Right. Once again, none of us has a crystal ball for the timing. So what's going to make sense for you? Well, what's going to make sense for everyone that's not a homeowner yet that wants to be is getting prepared now. That is the key. Right.
And say your phone number one more time for everyone out there.
Absolutely. You can reach me directly at area code 916-671-6299. Again, 916-671-6299. My phone is actually being blown up. So guys, I can't answer it right now, but I promise you I'm going to get you
today. While she's on the air, y'all.
And for those of you who are just joining, who didn't hear, I am doing a home buyer workshop tomorrow at 11 o'clock. If you want all the information on how to get prepared, down payment assistance, all that stuff, make sure you RSVP. You can go to my website, TanishaBroadway.com, go to my events, or go directly to Eventbrite, type in Blueprint to Homeownership, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11.
That is perfect. And then Rich, as we were talking about, are you seeing the inventory hit the market? Rich Cardenas says there's a lot of residential new builds going on right now here in West Sacramento.
Yes.
So all over. And Rich Cardenas, y'all want to reach out to him if you need your home painted. Rich Cardenas of Immaculate Painting, and the name speaks for itself. That's all.
Oh, I know that's right. Okay, Rich, I have to call you, Rich.
Yes. And then Natasha says, but with housing prices being so high and inflated now, when that new construction gets built and made available, will the prices start out really high, or do you think there will be more price correction? So Natasha, the consumers dictate the price. And consumers are saying no to these high prices. And that's why we are seeing these stats are showing that the median sales price has gone down. So I can't see a builder putting a new home construction, making it available. Well, I take that back. They probably will put it out there to see who takes it. Because here's the other thing about new home construction that's different from resale. typically there is no competition. Typically you can walk into the site, visit the model homes, find the home that you want, go look at their map, pick out the lot that you want, and put down a deposit. So that's something that they still have on their side that is a pro or a benefit to purchasing new home construction versus resale. And I say that with a caveat because there was a builder or is a builder, I don't know if they're still doing it, who actually, I had a client where we put in, there were 8 properties that they had available, 7 homes that they had available. I had to write 7 offers to compete with other buyers for my buyers to get one of those 7 homes. And I'd never heard of that before, or never done that before. Builders usually have their own purchase agreement.
Yeah.
But they said, no, submit an offer. And we're looking at all the offers and we will select, the best offer. And thankfully, their offer was accepted for one of the properties, but it was something that in all of my 18 years, I've never had to do that before. So just to answer your question, Natasha, we don't know. We'll see. But if the buyers won't buy it, they'll probably reduce it.
And real quick with the new builders, just for those out there, when these new builds start coming out and you want to go check them out and you ready to make a move, you can use down payment assistance with these new builds too. But keep in mind that these new builder companies, they will most times require you to get pre-approved with their lender as well, right? So you may be with me, you may have your own lender, hopefully you with me. I pre-approve you, right? You go check out this house, they're going to say, hey, we need to run your credit again and get you pre-approved with their lender. It's just what they do. It's just the nature of the business. So just be aware of that. Make sure you communicate all that's going on with your lender, with your real estate agent. But yeah, you don't have to switch your loan and go with the preferred lender that particular builder has, because obviously they have a relationship for a reason. So just know that. I just wanted to put that out there.
That's a great point that you bring up. And there are a couple of things that you said. They make you pre-qualify with one of their builders for just those reasons that Tanisha said. They're really trying to compete for your business, for your finance business with that lender. And then so as a result, they may offer you an incentive as well. But the other part that you want to make sure you understand is that they're doing it to make sure you really qualify. And you don't want to oppose it. You don't want to walk away from the builder or poo-poo the builder because they're trying to make you pre-qualify. So just remember that. The other thing, there was another point about that I wanted to bring up.
Was it about talking to your agent first?
Oh, shoot. You definitely want to talk to your agent. So now that we're on this whole new builder thing, before you go and visit a new home construction site, you want to make sure that you go with your agent. If you do not go with your agent to a new home construction site, you will be represented by the builder's representative. Let that sink in. There are some things in new home construction that you want to make sure you're being represented by someone who is looking out for your best interests. The representative at that particular site is looking out for the builder's best interest at the end of the day. So make sure that you put your real estate agent in front of you, and that you talk to your real estate agent about what it is that they'll be doing specifically to be there on your behalf instead of the representative of the builder. What are the things that they can do? I remember specifically with one of my clients who had new home construction, they wanted this they wanted their home. It was beautiful, big, their forever home. They were so excited about this home. And they got one of the largest lot sizes because the husband has a company that had a work truck that they wanted to make sure they could pull into the driveway. So they needed to be able to expand the driveway. They went over this information with the representative more than one time, because this is why they were excited about it, because it was the forever home and it was going to help house the business, and this was going to be the house that helps grow the business.
Right.
I emphasize that because the builder's representative knew that, right? And so what are we talking about? Having your representation versus having just the builder represent you. Long story short, we end up seeing that they get put on a lot that has a utility box right in front of the side of the driveway where they intended to expand it. You can't expand the driveway now. They put down a 20-something $1,000 deposit.
Right.
When they told them, my buyers, we asked, okay, is there another lot?
Yeah.
Because, we told you that this is what we wanted to do. Her response, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have any other lots like that for that particular model. Maybe you might want to try this. And my clients were devastated. I mean, they were like 2-3 months in on the process by now. 2-3 months in means now you can't get your deposit back, because your deposit can only be returned to you like within the first week or two, like right before. If you sign that contract, I think they got your money.
Yeah, they got your money.
It's a very short time frame.
Yeah.
So my clients said, well, we would like our deposit back. And what was their response? Well, the contract says you can't have it back. Long story short, they got their deposit back. Why? Because their agent was Agent Key.
Okay.
We had to take it to the top.
Okay.
We had to take it all the way to the top. And I kept the receipts. And the receipts, being all the communications, I always say, if it's not in writing, it never happened.
Yes.
Don't call me about anything on a transaction. If you call me, I'm following up with an email that says, per our conversation.
Per our conversation, period. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, girl, I'm right there with you. Okay.
Yes. So I got a little sidetracked, but I just wanted to share that story just to tell you about the importance of having representation.
Yes.
9 times out of 10 with new home construction, the process is such a template and it's effortless and it's usually wonderful. But every now and again, you might need your agent to step up for you.
Yes.
And I appreciate that you said you can also use down payment assistance with new home construction.
Absolutely, because 9 times out of 10, the lenders that are connected to the builders, they don't offer that. Right. I don't know a builder that does, but I'm sure there could be one, but 9 times out of 10, they don't. Their incentives are more like, here's a refrigerator, washer, and dryer, right? That's what they do. But at the end of the day, like we're talking about, on a $500,000 house, you're, 3% down is what, 15 grand?
Right.
Then you need another 15 in closing, maybe. So there's that $30,000 number again that I'm bringing back up. That amount of money is tough to save for a lot of people. And so these programs, like I mentioned, like I advocate for all day long, is available. It is available and it's easy to get. You just have to be connected to the right resources. Tuning into Keisha's show, being connected to me. I'm going to help you get there, guys. I hope to see you tomorrow again, 11 a.m. Okay, home buyer workshop. We're talking about it tomorrow.
And, ladies and gentlemen, we would not put this in front of you if we didn't also have a plan for you. So I appreciate the fact that Tanisha is pulling the trigger so quickly on the home buyer workshop. And then there's also another event that we're working on, and it's an even larger goal that Tanisha.
Oh, you can't be talking about nothing. Girl,
I'm not going to talk about the
details. And the surprise.
Just letting everyone know to be expecting it. It's coming. It's totally amazing, and we're bringing together the city of Sacramento on this thing. As far as the real estate community, we really want to make sure that we carve out a pathway to home ownership for people who are challenged,
right?
For people who may not have ever even thought about home ownership. Right. And I'm not just talking about Black people. I'm talking about Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, or Latino. I want to be politically correct.
I think Latino is politically
okay. Everybody, Indian, East Indian, everybody. I don't want to leave anybody out. And I did once I started naming all LGBTQ.
Right.
I got to start naming everything now.
You have to. Okay.
Disabled, vets. We want to create a pathway to home ownership where you can easily go to get the information you need, and it's going to be consistent every single time.
Yeah.
And so we have that in the works. We're excited about it, and I'm glad that Tanisha is going to be a part of it. We got some more comments in the chat. Let's see here. Letitia says, "Do you ever think that seller covering closing costs will return?" It already has.
It sure has.
It already has. I have a seller that just did. I have two sellers that just did it.
Mm-hmm.
There's even, Tanisha, have you done yet the rate buy down?
Oh yeah.
Tell everybody about that.
It's getting real flexible out here. That's why I'm not afraid of this market, and I don't want you guys to be afraid of this market either, listeners, because there's opportunity even still. You just have to be connected to a resource that can get creative, that can roll up their sleeves and figure out, okay, how is this going to work out for you? You don't have to, if rates are high, right? You don't have to necessarily go with the highest rate that's out there. There's strategies to get that rate lower. If there's funds available, we can always get you into a better position. You can always buy down an interest rate. Now, when it comes to down payment assistance, that's a different beast. But I'll talk about those strategies tomorrow. And again, for those of you who can attend tomorrow, I thought I saw someone say that tomorrow they're not going to be available. I will be having 2 more workshops before September, because we're kicking off. I want to make sure that everybody can get into position. But there are some strategies to make yourself more competitive in this market. And yes, there are seller credits happening. I'm seeing it as a loan officer. So now that means if your seller, or if that seller is open to covering some of those closing costs, and you're getting down payment assistance, there's just more money to the table. Mm-hmm. That's going to overall just make your loan profile stronger, more convenient for you. It's going to make your payment even better in some situations. So there's opportunity out here, even in this market, to create an ideal loan scenario for you. So let us help you. Let me help you.
Awesome. And I always like to tell buyers, if the payment makes financial sense to you,
yes,
then pull the trigger.
Pull it.
I had a client that I've been working with for several months. So they started back before prices got to where they are. They started like 4 months ago. And ultimately, they got priced out of the market as we were looking for the home that they were looking for. And yesterday, they made the decision that they are going to put a pause on the search. And this is after me sharing with them the information, the stats, the true information of what's going on, and giving them, I call it a window to see through, so that they can make a personal assessment. It's always a personal assessment. You don't want to make your decision you don't want to make any financial decision that you have based on what somebody else's decision was.
Correct.
Your finances are very personal. They decided that they were going to put a pause on their search because they just were not comfortable at that new monthly payment price point. Mm-hmm. And I told them, I completely understand.
Absolutely.
We looked at, here's what looks like it's coming down the pipeline. I had just got the stats in, and so I shared it with them. Median sales price dropped. So let's just keep an eye on the market, because ultimately they do want to be homeowners.
Yes.
So we don't want, if the economy changes, you just want to keep an eye on everything. You don't want to be asleep while something's happening, and then you're like, oh, fiddlesticks,
Right. Right.
What do I do now? And then with that also being said, I got a call from a potential buyer who said, and you're going to love this one, Tanisha. Oh, as a matter of fact, I referred her to you. You already know this. She said she was under the impression that she could get 30. She did not have to pay any money at all towards closing costs, because her friend told her they bought their house and they had $30,000 given to them through a program, and they didn't have to come in with nothing.
Keisha, don't get me started on this. Don't get me started on my friend's friend bought this, and
my uncle's mama's cousin's brother, sister, when they bought their house, here's what happened.
No, that's real. I literally have that conversation, I don't know, several times a week. My friend got this and I want to get this too. How come I can't get this? We got to bring it back, guys. The loan process is customizable to your specific situation 100% of the time. Okay, depending upon when that person bought, what were rates doing, what is their credit like. I believe I'm pretty confident that whoever this friend, person, cousin is has not divulged all of their personal information to you, Mr.
That
Customer
part.
Buyer, right? They're
Right.
probably not going to tell you all their business. So their profile isn't going to be your profile. So what
Right.
they get may not be for you because your profiles could be totally different. So I just want to say that too. Thank you, Keisha, for bringing that up. Drink
Yeah.
some tea.
And you and that tea. The,
Mhm.
you know, if your credit score is not where it should be and you don't have any money in the bank and you just started your job, you got other problems. You
Right.
shouldn't be looking at somebody else's situation and how they got in house. You should let it inspire you,
Absolutely.
but you have something else that you need to be working on.
Right.
And so that's why I say make the phone call. Make the
Yes.
phone call and find out what you need to work on.
Yeah.
I have had so many times buyers call me and say their lender wasn't doing this or their agent wasn't doing that. And I'm not one of those agents that I'm not hungry for a commission check. I've never been hungry for a commission check.
Yeah.
And so because I'm not focused on the commission, my focus is on what's best for you.
Right.
So if you call me telling me you want to jump ship, I'm thinking about the ship you're trying to jump off of. Maybe I don't want you jumping on my ship. You jumping off that ship, you might jump off my ship.
What do they say? Not all money is good money. Isn't that the saying, right?
Not all
Okay.
money, good money.
Just
So in
saying.
the back of my mind, I'm thinking, if they were a problem for this agent, they might be a problem for me. That's what I'm thinking in the back of my mind. But at the front of my mind, I'm thinking, what did that agent or lender do for you?
Yeah.
If they did all of the things that they are supposed to do, it could just be that you are a challenged buyer and it's just going to take some time.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
Yeah.
Hang
Yeah.
in there with that agent. There, I've had an agent, a buyer call me before. They text me. I can't remember. They communicated with me and told me that they were having problems getting into escrow. I literally emailed them some stuff to share with their agent. And their agent used the advice. And like a month later, I think I shared with y'all before, I got a thank you card in the mail with 5 $100 bills from the agent.
Ooh.
That's good money.
Oh, that's some good money.
Right?
Okay.
That was a little thank you. I hope the FCC ain't listening to this because it's probably not legal. But the point is that I am not, and agents, we should not be into taking people's clients.
Right.
If that client is experiencing a problem with another lender, if the lender is just really bad, that's one thing, but there's a way to find out. If the agent is bad, there's a way to find out. I ask people, well, are they showing you property? What property are they showing you? How are you receiving? One of the other things too, people say is, they set me up on a portal and I have to look in the portal to find the properties. And
right.
What else are they supposed to do? If they set you up, if they ask you what your criteria is, and they set you up on the portal according to, they're doing the same thing for you, and you're getting real time information.
Absolutely.
That you would do when you jump onto Zillow and get that fake information.
Right.
But they're giving you real information.
Right.
So you need to be okay with the agent setting you up on a portal and sending you property.
Yeah.
Gone are the days where the agent is going to print out and find properties and bring them to you. We don't have to do that anymore.
No, you don't have to.
That's what technology is for. Pretty soon, we're going to be able to shoot something over to you in the sky and touch it in the air and say, hey, here,
Isn't that the truth? They got these self-driving ride share situations now, which, by the way, I'm not getting in one of them. I'm not.
I saw a video of somebody. Yeah, it's going to take a while.
Side note, but I'm just saying, technology. You're right.
So technology has moved the way real estate gets done. And I guess that's the point I'm making there. So get comfortable with the agent who puts you on a portal and sends you property. The very first set of properties that go out to you, and we got to take a quick break. The first set of properties that go out to you is going to be a lot because it's the first time that you get set up and it's pulling up everything that meets your criteria. But then going forward, they're just going to trickle in as agents list properties that meet your criteria. So to the buyer, it looks like, oh, they're not sending me any property anymore. Yeah, it's coming, but it's just not hitting the market as fast.
That's great that you said that, because on my end, I do hear some of the woes sometime, and I'm like, well, what are they supposed to do? What more are you wanting? And so I'm listening to on the loan side of things. I always say this is true. And I agree with what you're saying, Keisha, but not all realtors, not all loan officers, we're not all created the same.
This is true.
And it is what it is.
I just like to think the best in people first. I do, but I hear you. We're going to take a break, y'all. Oh, wait, we can't take a break? It's too late to take. Oh,
is it? What time is it?
We got 2 more minutes before the show is over. We talk right through the break. Y'all see what happened?
Well, you know how it happens. We just get to talking, and then the time goes by. This is great dialogue. Listeners, you guys are getting so much game right today. Gosh, it's great.
Yes,
great information.
Yes. You know what? Oh, and let's see. Keelan, another member of Selling Sacramento Buyer Squad, said real good money. LOL. Price stabilization. Agents need to utilize their skill sets and really team up with your lenders to weigh options. That is so true. Absolutely. Dropping gems. Thank you, Miss Tiffany.
Oh, yeah.
Does Tanisha help?
Absolutely.
I think Brittany might just be joining the stream. Fill us in before we go, Tanisha.
Okay, Brittany, I need you to immediately go register for my home buyer workshop tomorrow. It's at 11 a.m. You can go to my website, TanishaBroadway.com, click on events, register. You can go to Eventbrite, type in a blueprint to home ownership, or you can call me directly, 916-671-6299. Again, 916-671-6299. Again, my website's TanishaBroadway.com. But yeah, Brittany, I'm here to help, girl. Absolutely. They call me the down payment assistance queen. Yes.
And that is what she's going to be emphasizing tomorrow. And so this is really a good time to get this information. As we talk about, the theme of the show today is a perfect storm brewing. What is that storm? You are getting positioned. We are possibly being positioned to go back 2 years where the housing market is concerned, and interest rates are going to meet that price, but the addition will be more inventory and more options.
Don't be afraid of these interest rates, guys. They will go up a little bit more. The feds are going to increase rates again. It is going to happen, okay? But they will come back down. There is going to be silver lining, but the key is to getting prepared early so that you can strike. And I'm going to talk about those strategies tomorrow, because there are some really key strategies to put yourself in like the best optimal loan position for this market that we're in. So I'll uncover all that tomorrow with you guys.
You cannot talk about how bad the rates are if you want to buy and you have not connected with a lender, turned in all of your documentation, and had them take a look at your financial snapshot. Because when the rate gets good, guess who can't pull the trigger? You can't. So talk is cheap. And we're all about action.
We're all about the action. What is it saying in the Bible? Works without action, Keisha?
It's dead.
It's dead.
Faith without works is dead.
Faith without works is dead. Y'all gotta move. Y'all gotta have some faith, and y'all gotta work. Meet me. You. Yes.
Y'all know I love having Miss Tanisha on the show. She's such I call her a ray of light. She's so exciting to have on the show.
Thank you, girl.
I have to tell you, I had a little migraine today, and so I can't keep up with you. But you carry the show today.
Keisha, I'm on my green tea.
Look, you did not need green tea.
I don't need any.
No, you don't need any. But I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that Selling Sacramento is brought to you by Matthews and Company Realty Group, where I, Agent Key, am broker and owner. And I love helping you buy, sell, and retain real estate. So if you're thinking about selling your home or investment property, or you want to have the conversation about how to become a homeowner, schedule your online appointment at my website at agentkey.com, agentkee.com. And on my site, you can email me, you can chat with me, you can view a plan of action to sell your home and schedule time to talk, or you can click on the new buyer consultation. I got you covered no matter what it is. I will take care of you. Thank you again, Miss Tanisha, for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you, everybody, for watching and tuning in and listening. And remember, y'all, if you are doing what you were created to do, I will see you at the top. Thank you, dear.
Oh, thank you, darling. It's wonderful as usual.
I appreciate you taking the time. I know you had to chop some stuff up because you got to do the kid thing. So
You already know the mom tasking world is real.
yes,
They have
God bless
practicing
you.
games today, girl. I bring my laptop with me. We don't stop around here. Okay.
Well, look, you're training them up. Train them up.
Yes. Yes.
Say bye to everybody.
Bye, guys. Oh, and Brittany, yes, I can help with the refinancing too. She put a message in the comments. Yeah, I do it all.
Shoot. I didn't see the other. Great show today. Lots of good information. Thank you, Ron. Brittany, she does refinancing.
Yes.
And I hate that the show is all. I know, Suzette, we got to get in more time. Thank you, Tiffany, for posting that again. Thank you, Leon. How are you,
Thanks, Leon.
I thought I saw another one. Okay, there he is. Thank you. Okay, you guys, we got to get up out of here. See y'all next Wednesday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.